Hey guys, and welcome back. So I have not been here for a while, but let's jump into it, right? So one of the artists I follow, she does this really awesome hashtag fun with faces. You know, it's a whole week worth where you get like 3 things, right, for a prompt, and you just try to, you know, have fun. I have a bad habit of sometimes like doing half a body. I try to avoid doing full body, but you know, sometimes you're like inspiration hits and you're just like, no, I can't just do the face. I mean, I try to do more close up to the faces, but it's still a fun challenge anyways. And you know, this one, the first one, I remembered badass, I remembered silver hair, and then, you know, I'm like I was like, I saw this photo, I was like, oh yeah, it'll work, like for a reference photo, you know, and then I've done the line art, and then I'm gonna pick the colors, and I look at the prompt list again, and then I forget space was involved, and I was just like, okay, not sure how she's spacey, but maybe the background. So you're gonna see the background change a few times because I wanted to use this vintage palette that I found, like vintage neutrals, and I was like, you know, I want it to be kind of spacey, kind of, you know, classy, because, you know, I think elegancy can be really intimidating, which is kind of badass. Leading into the prompt. Anyways, so yeah, you're gonna, but you know, at first I was like, do you see space? Like, do you think space? You know, and of course I always use my sig fig as the baseline because they're pretty slow to the catch. So, I mean, unless it's obvious, they're not gonna pick it up, which is very helpful when I'm trying to convey a theme and I'm not sure it's being conveyed to the fullest capacity. I'm more of the subtlety person, so it's nice that, you know, they aren't because I need that. But yeah, but still fun, you know. I, you know, did some last minute tweaking. You're only gonna see 3 days on here because my allergies took me down just on the couch for like ever. But, you know, I really do love the 3 that I did get done, especially like Wednesday. I worked super hard on Wednesday, just like details to try to figure out the background. I really love this one. This one's self-care, funky earrings, and messy bun. This one was really fun. You know, I sketched it in my sketchbook, and then usually I'll take the picture that I drew and then put it in here, but I was like, no, I want to try doing it from scratch here too. Mostly because there was parts of it that in the sketch I had actually drew an outfit on her, but I liked her better without the outfit, you know, just lose all modesty. But you know, I was like, you know what, she's gonna give herself a hug. You know, I was, you know, you're just kind of scrolling through photos trying to figure out a pose, and I really like this one. You know, like a little self-love is also self-care, you know. And of course, the bane of my existence, hands. But you know, with the last 2 days, there's kind of a trend on peaceful faces, I guess, because I was just trying to remain calm, and it was nice seeing calming things. I really like how her hair turned out. Like, I was just kind of surprised I was able to do that, because, you know, messy hair, curly hair, anything that isn't a straight line can sometimes be the hardest hair to draw. And you know, sometimes you're like staring at a picture and you're like, what's missing? And it takes a minute to figure it out. Like for this one and the other one, I had to like walk away from it because, you know, it's like really intense working on it. Like, I gotta do this today. Because yeah. It's a daily challenge, and it's always fun, like walking away and it's just coming to you like, oh, I forgot this, or oh, I could use this, you know? Like with the other one, I was like, how do I say space? And then I was like, well, stars shine. Duh. But with this one, it was like, what am I missing? What can I really make her like pop in contrast? And I was like, I'm gonna give her shadow. But shadows are always hard. And then I was like, okay, I feel like she's still missing something. And then I was like, a border. I don't usually do borders a lot, like I used to. But then I was like, oh my god, role model, quote, colorful. And this one took me a minute. Like, I had to figure out the quote, because if I didn't know the quote, then I couldn't really, figure her out. Like how she's supposed to look like if she doesn't match the quote. But then actually I found a different quote, and I ended up not going with that quote. Yeah, when you change your mind midway, but I had already done the line art, and I was actually found a quote that worked better with it, but wasn't the original quote. But somehow it still worked. Yay! Because role model wasn't really something that I thought about as a kid. I didn't really have anyone I looked up to or wanted to be. But then, high school really is when it like started to form that, well, who do I want to be? And like, who resembles who I want to be, And in high school, when I was just starting to get like into my creative edge or whatever, one person that really spoke out to me was Waldo Emerson. He was an essayist, and he was, just a transcendentalist. He saw nature and man in ways that really spoke to me. And so I was like, role model. I just kind of look up to people who are able to be themselves, unapologetically. They're out there. They're themselves, and it's beautiful, which is what I was really trying to go for when I picked this pose, when I, sketched her out and drew her and everything, and it's supposed to be like role model, quote, colorful. And so I was like, yeah, it took a minute to pick the colors and at first I thought like, let's draw the quote around it. And then I was like, you know what, I suck at this. And then I was like, you know what? I don't think it looks that good when I was getting towards the end of it. But the quote I ended up going with, to be yourself in a world that constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. And it kind of fit with what I was trying to draw. It did. Like, it was like perfect, and I didn't even like intend it, because I actually intended a different quote at first. But this one really spoke, because like, people who are themselves are like the greatest role models. Now, whether that self is necessarily goes aligned with societal norms is another thing. But the hardest part will always be honest with yourself, and that was something I definitely struggled with, and probably still struggle with, because you kind of just react on reflex, and reflex is what you were taught to be, like how you're supposed to react to things, and there's things that you're taught, and it's always important to remember not to go based off your immediate reaction, unless it's fire and your immediate reaction is to put it out. Then that might be helpful. But in like social situations, when you think a thought, but then you're like, no, I shouldn't say that. No, that's wrong. Why did I think that? It's just that kind of thing. Taking a moment, taking in information, and then saying, something or a reaction or something, rambling. And that was definitely something that I looked up to, and probably still do. Be ready for a background. I forgot that this was part of it. But anyways, I love this challenge. I wish I could have done all 7 days, but hey, allergies. Well, I hope you guys are doing okay, keeping calm, staying safe. Hope to see you guys some more soon since I'm home for a while. All right, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see y'all soon. Bye.